TIL, James Carter received a $20,000 royalty check for a song in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, that he had sung 40 years earlier but didn't remember. I do love the fact that people did the search to give him a check. So, this James Carter, former convict, former musician, shipping clerk, was married to Rosie Lee Carter, while James Carter, former peanut farmer, President of the United States, was married to Rosalind Carter. TIL George Clooney hung a photo of himself as Batman in his office as a reminder of what can happen when you make movies solely for commercial reasons. If I was ever given the opportunity to play even the worst Batman, I would carry that framed photo everywhere with me. Yes, an Ocean's 14 movie is in development, with George Clooney and Brad Pitt reportedly returning to reprise their roles, and a script is reportedly in place, though the title may not be Ocean's 14. Did he hang up a picture of some espresso too? I hang a picture of George Clooney in my office to remind me what I could have been if I wasn't an ugly, untalented piece of shit. Clooney should hang it in Michael Caine's house. Per Caine *, I have never seen it, Jaws 4, but by all accounts it is terrible. However, I have seen the house that it built and it is terrific. TIL in 2017, 5 bald men were killed in Mozambique because their killers believed that the heads of bald men contain gold. These HIMS ads are getting out of control. As nuts as this is, it seems like the story behind it according to the article is even crazier. Witch doctors spread the story that bald heads contain gold because they need heads and human organs for their rituals. Apparently the bodies from the killings had their organs removed by the witch doctors in order to further the wealth of their rich clients. The working class are being exploited even for the purposes of ritualistic murder now. TIL at the premiere for Saving Private Ryan, while Mike Myers was still tearing up after the movie because his parents fought in World War II, DreamWorks co-founder Jeffrey Katzenberg pitched him Shrek and Myers thought, well, that's the worst fucking title I've ever heard in my life. And 5 movies, 2 spin-offs, a series, 2 specials, a musical, 14 game appearances, and 6 park attractions later. I mean, he's not wrong. But wasn't almost the whole thing already done with Chris Farley before he died and they switched him with Myers? I went to an early premiere of Shrek with a terrible date *, but the upside was I loved the movie and also got to see Steven Spielberg sitting a few rows in front of me, wearing green Shrek ears just like Kate Capshaw and their kids, or grandkids. *, the date kept cracking bad jokes. I'm like Eddie Murphy and Spielberg are right there but sure keep trying to upstage their movie. Never saw them again but I did see Shrek again. TIL that Benjamin Franklin never patented any of his many inventions, writing that as we enjoy great advantages from the inventions of others, we should be glad of an opportunity to serve others by any invention of ours, and this we should do freely and generously. Makes me think of the seatbelt patent being free. If it was invented in the last 5 years you'd probably have to pay an upfront installation fee for one and then pay a tiered subscription depending on how many seatbelts you need. He was probably drunk and with some escorts when he said this. What's a childhood snack that disappeared but you still think about? The old-style McDonald's apple pies, the ones that were deep-fried. They were amazing and the baked ones are just not as good. Shock tarts. They were always my favorite and I know they changed names a few times but I can't even find the new versions. Flintstone Push Pops. Minute Maid slushy juice bars. They were in a weird shaped cardboard triangle where you'd have to rip one end. Planters cheese balls. So moist and delicious, I remember they were always at birthday parties. PB. Crisps. Mini cookies shaped like a peanut that had a sweet PB filling inside. TIL that many women who flee North Korea turn to matchmaking agencies, which help North Korean women meet South Korean men. These men are charged approximately $2,500 for several blind dates within a year. I mean, if you tried to charge me that much for a few dates I'd probably tell you to fuck off. Is there a stigma in South Korea against escaped NK women? Genuine question, my international knowledge for this kind of stuff is not great. LPT, when hosting older people, play music from an era when they were in their 20s. I love this tip. I do it for my parents all the time. Or with our friends, that are much older than us, that we play crib with occasionally. Great LPT. First LPT I've seen in a long time that's actually clever. I'm going to try this next time I host older relatives. Visiting my grandchildren in 2070 and they're playing Brat on repeat. TIL prior to the Reagan-era trickle-down economics was called horse and sparrow theory, as in feed the horse lots of oats and the sparrows get to pick it out of their poop. I see why so much effort went into the rebranding of eat our shit economic theory. The money was all appropriated for the top in the hopes that it would trickle down to the needy. Mr. Hoover didn't know that money trickled up. Give it to the people at the bottom and the people at the top will have it before night, anyhow. But it will at least have passed through the poor fellow's hands, Will Rogers. And now half the population hears Reagan and associates it positively because they remember he was a US president. Also known as voodoo economics, coined by H.W. Bush in the Republican primary. TIL Titanic survivors who said the ship split in half before sinking were not believed for 73 years, with one survivor saying people would argue with her about what she really saw, until the Titanic's wreckage was found in half in 1985. I would hate to survive the sinking of the Titanic just so some idiots who weren't there could tell me what did and didn't happen. The sheer audacity got me fucked up. I saw an interview with a survivor who was a child when it happened. She said the band played a particular religious song, I've forgotten which one, that people who weren't there told her they didn't play. She said she knew they played it because in the years afterward whenever she heard it in church she had to leave because it was so traumatic for her to hear it again. So people haven't changed. Nobody needed the internet to argue with people over the reality of their experience. To foot by accidentally becoming the neighborhood crow whisperer. This is my life now. They have gatherings and tell other crows, this can last for many years. I live in a very small state and have been friends with them for a few decades now. You can train them to collect specific things to receive treats. They are scarily smart but overall sweet and harmless. You've already committed and they absolutely keep generational grudges so you're locked in now. That's definitely not a foo at all. Crows are excellent companions and I'm jealous. Boss asked me to wash work linen at home, so I did. That doesn't include all the extra costs associated to running a washer and dryer and wear and tear. And I thought you were going to solve the problem by washing them with a cheap red t-shirt and returning pink linens. TIL that many countries used to take ships that were no longer seaworthy, anchor them near shore, and use them as prisons. During the American Revolution, more Americans died as POWs on these ships than in combat. Those ships were an excellent way to spread disease among the POWs. Andrew Jackson and his brother spent time on one of these ships. Their mother came to visit them, and she and Andrew's brother both died, but Andrew survived. He hated the British after this. TIL that many competitive Scrabble players quit playing competitively after hundreds of offensive words were banned, including racial slurs, sexuality and gender insults. If I can't use cock, fuck, shit, piss, cunt and whore, I'm out. Scrabble isn't fun until you have to win by explaining to your brother what bore means. At Christmas our house rule for Scrabble, because we have so many tiles for craft projects, is that the game continues until someone swears or plays the word penis. Like and subscribe.